everyone, happy Monday or whatever day of the week you're watching this. For today's workout, we're going to focus on 4 exercises. 2 will be for your upper body and 2 will be for your lower body. This workout, again, is probably best for people who are new to strength training or may have taken a break for a long time and are looking to get back into it in a healthy way that goes kind of slow in the beginning. So we're going to start with an upper body exercise first. So this is called a back fly, what we're going to do. And you're going to start with your arms straight in front of you like this, about shoulder level, and your palms are going to face each other. And then all you're going to do is bring those arms out into a T. And you'll probably go to right about there where they're straight. Again, you're going to look like a T. And then you're going to come back in. And as you do this motion, you should feel your shoulder blades squeezing in the back. And you should feel that upper back really working to do this movement. So we're going to shoot for about 10 repetitions here. If you can't get 10, don't feel bad. This is actually a very hard exercise, despite looking very simple. So you're going to feel your chest open a little bit as you do this. It might feel good as a stretch as well. So we'll get those shoulder joints moving. All right, that should be 10. We're going to relax. And we're going to do one more set of those and see how we feel. So we can take a break. You can take a break for about 30 seconds if that felt really good, or up to 2 minutes if it felt really hard. But we're going to kind of get going for the sake of time, so I'm going to jump into another set here just so you guys can watch again what I was doing. So you're going to start here, palms facing each other, go out into the T, and back in. We're really trying to squeeze those shoulder blades to get the most of that movement. Okay, so this is 5 here. Or maybe it's 4 because I can't count, but we're going to say this is 7. 8, 9, and one more, 10. All right, so that was our upper body exercise. We're going to jump between upper and lower body just so you don't get too tired in one section of your body. So the next exercise we're going to do are squats. So this can be a trickier exercise. If you're not comfortable doing squats, you can do them from a chair. So I'll demonstrate what that would look like as well. But for those of you who want to just do regular squats, you're going to start with your feet shoulder width apart. I'm sorry, you can't really see my feet here. Maybe now you can. You're going to be shoulder width apart. And then you're going to squat down, but you're going to focus on moving from your hips and not your knees. So you want to push your hips back and kind of hinge forward, and then you're going to come back up. So it's going to look a lot like this, and you can put your hands wherever. I normally keep them here so that I don't try to cheat and put them on my knees. Okay, so from the side it's going to look like this, and you'll notice I'm really pushing my hips back and kind of hinging forward. So I'm not leaning down or anything like that. My head is up still. I believe this is number 6. And you should be looking kind of straight ahead and keeping a neutral spine. And it helps if you dig in through your heels. Your heels shouldn't be raising up off the ground either. You're kind of driving through them to get up and down. All right? If you want to do them from a chair, that's actually a great first start. You're going to try to do it with that same motion. So it helps if you stand just a little too far from your chair. So then you're forcing your hips to sit back and press back up. So you're going to do your 10 like this. So you're just going to tap down on that chair and back up. So you're kind of forcing yourself to do it correctly because you're a little too far from that chair. If you don't put your hips in the right spot, you're just going to fall down, which isn't fun. I've done that before a couple times showing people. All right, we're going to do one more here. And then even if that's too much to get started with, if that's too much of a movement, you can start close to your chair. You're just going to sit in your chair. And you're going to pop back up. Sit in the chair, pop back up. It does help if you have a chair with armrests. If you are someone that doesn't have the best knees, you can kind of use your hands to help you come back up. But you don't really want to do that. Just use that in the beginning as you're building the strength. All right, so those are our versions of squats. I have to catch my breath there because talking and doing squats is a little difficult. So we're going to go into our next upper body exercise. And for that one, we're going to bring out some weights. If you don't have weights, that's okay. You can either grab some household objects, like a water bottle or a milk jug, or you don't need to use anything at all. So we're gonna do a bicep curl. So for that exercise, again, you're gonna have your feet about shoulder width apart to kind of stabilize you. Then you're gonna hold your weights, so your water bottles are nothing at all, with your palms facing out. And then you're just gonna pull your hands up to your shoulders, and you're gonna slowly bring the weights or the objects or the nothing back down. And we're gonna try for 10 of these too. So the important thing with this exercise, if you are using weights or anything, you wanna make sure your shoulders are staying really steady throughout that movement and that your back and your core are really working. So I'm not moving at all anywhere except for my arms. Now if the weight is too heavy, eventually I'm going to start looking like this to pull them up. Or I might be doing this and trying to use momentum to get the weights up. And you don't want to do that. You want to look nice and controlled and only use this part of your arm to bring the weights up and down. Okay, so I'll do one more. And we'll take a break. Shake it out. You can put your weights down between sets too. I normally recommend that. And then I'm going to do one more set from the side here just so you can see how your body should look as you do this. So we're going to come up to our shoulders and then back down nice and slow so that we don't let ourselves cheat. And the slower you go, the harder it's going to be to control that movement, but the harder your muscles are going to have to work to maintain it. So that's 3. And again, you always want to look ahead so that you're not putting any stress on your neck. Should be 7. We'll do 2 more. And last one here. All right. So I'm going to put these back down. Put them somewhere you won't trip if you used weights. And our last exercise, we're going to do what's called the side leg raise. So that exercise is going to work kind of these outer muscles in your legs and your glute regions here. So those are really important because they help you extend your hip out in lateral planes of motion. So you can use your chair to keep your balance if you have it near you, or you can use a wall. This is a good exercise to do when you have something to kind of help you if you start to move. So we're going to start in our normal positioning, except now your feet will be about hip width apart. And then you're going to balance on one leg. So I'm going to start on my left because I tend to balance better on my left side, ironically enough. And you're just going to kick this leg out, toes going to point forward, and come back to that starting position. You're going to try to keep your body as straight as possible as you do that. So you're really not kicking very high up. You're not going to do like a kick like this. You're just going to come up to about, well, for me it's here. You might get a little higher depending on your range of motion, but it'll be a little bit lower. So you should really feel everything in here having to work. And even a little bit on this leg too as it tries to balance you. And you'll get some good core work in this as well. So this will be, I'm going to call this 7. Okay, and then when you finish on one side, you have to do the other side. So you guys can see what it looks like kind of from the back as well. I'm going to kick up and come back. And it is normal for one side to be a little bit stronger than the other, or maybe a little more flexible on one side versus the other. So I think I got a little bit higher on this side, and that's just the way my hips are today. Need to do some stretching. That'll be another video, how to stretch those sore muscles. All right, so we'll do 2 more here. All right, so that is our workout for this week. Give you a little bit for both parts of our body here, and then a little bit of core at the end, whether you realized it or not with that balance work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions about any of the exercises, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll try to check throughout the week and keep an eye on you guys, and I'll see you next time.